Welcome back to watching Business Morning on Sunrise Daily. We're discussing commodity now, and we know that, of course, the cost of energy feeds into every commodity. Let's have this conversation with Victoria Momo. Victoria Momo is a senior analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. Victoria, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Ini. Thank you for having me.
Great. So would you say that this new price of petrol, has it been captured into the price of commodities, especially food commodities? Has it been captured at this time?
Yes. So, energy prices actually play a significant role in driving inflation in Nigeria, right? And this is because it has spillover effect on transportation costs, logistic costs, and to a large extent, prices of food commodities. So basically, we've seen a 50% increase in the price of petrol. And that, of course, is expected to weigh on consumer disposable income because that means more spending on energy. And to a large extent, we've also seen like some prices actually, responding to the increase in energy costs. And from what we have here, we've seen the price of peppers actually increasing, onion prices actually increasing. On one hand, we have, the harvest season and the fear of imported substitutes coming into Nigeria actually, pushing some commodities, lower, like making some commodities actually decline. But on the other hand, we have, the impact of energy costs on these commodities, and we are beginning to see those commodity prices increasing. And it is expected that these prices would remain, elevated in the near term, and it would contribute to inflationary pressures in the near term. Do not forget that we also have other strong inflation stoking factors that would actually drive inflation this, month and subsequent months. So we expect that generally prices will increase, and the fact that energy prices have risen, it's, renewing inflationary pressures in Nigeria.
Yeah, so, FCCPC did say something about consumers being exploited. Is there a way to measure perhaps the percentage of increase in energy and how it translates to commodities? Do we have a fair measurement of that?
Yeah, so basically we have so many ways that the energy prices can actually filter into, commodity prices. And like I said earlier, we have the transport cost. So if there's a 50%, like the 50% increase in energy prices would actually translate to increase in transport costs, and we've seen transport costs actually increase, across board. We've seen, from 50% to 100% increase in transportation prices since the hike in petrol prices. So this has filtered into the prices of commodities, and we've seen like some commodities actually increasing by so much percent and expected to increase further by that same percent of the increase in energy costs. And do not forget that there are other structural issues that are also contributing to the increase in prices of food and other essential commodities in the country. So it is expected that this will continue to weigh on consumer disposable income. Don't forget that the 50% increase is expected to shrink this, consumer spending by as much as 5 trillion naira, right? And that means that government spending on subsidy would actually, reduce as much as that. So basically, consumers are stretched, and this could linger for a while.
What do we see in the next coming days or weeks? We have started noticing supply has increased. That's talking of petrol. Dangote has told us it's not coming from them, so obviously it's imported, which is a problem. But can we say in the coming days, as supply increases, can we say kind of a balancing in the pricing that will seep also into the commodities prices?
So basically, there are three things involved. There is the supply side, there is demand, and there's also pricing. So whenever these three are in equilibrium, it means that everything is going well. But in this case, in the case of petrol, we are seeing that everything is in disequilibrium. We have supply on one hand, we have demand, stable on the other hand, and then we have the pricing that has just been recently increased. So there's like some sort of disequilibrium, and that has also, contributed to the fuel scarcity that we've seen in the recent times. So basically, we have NNPC that is the sole importer of petrol into the country, and the NNPC is not, as said, that it's not really sustainable to sell this petrol at the price that is below the marginal cost, although that is currently what is happening. And then we've seen that there's some element of subsidy involved of that particular, because the actual price of petrol is supposed to be like around 1,000, above 1,000 naira. And then we've seen that the Dangote refinery has come into play, but there is some sort of restraint from the Dangote refinery in, supplying this PMS into the market, because as a businessman, it's difficult, it's not rational to actually, supply a particular product at a price that is below your marginal cost. So we've seen that dynamics actually play out in the petrol market, basically. Although Dangote supply of fuel is expected to ease the pressure on supply, one, and also reduce, fuel scarcity in the country. But in terms of the pricing is actually determined by, first, we have the global international oil price. So if there is an increase in global international oil price, it will definitely, impact the pricing of the product. And also we have the foreign exchange, that's the naira, that is also that could also contribute or cause like a change in the pricing of the commodity. So basically, we expect that NNPC and Dangote will come to an agreement regarding the pricing of the products. And one, the quality of the product is guaranteed, supply is also guaranteed, but pricing is very, very important. So we expect an agreement to come from both the Dangote Refinery and NNPC on the pricing and who would bear the burden of the subsidy.
Yeah, certainly we do wait for that agreement to be for the good of the country and businesses. Thank you so much, Victoria Momo, Senior Analyst with Financial Derivatives Company.
Thank you for having me.